Welcome back to Unfiltered Insurance and Adjuster Talk. Have adjusters lost the ability to make decisions? Have they actually lost their authority? Hey, I'm Conticia, and welcome back again. Now, we're going to dive right into this conversation. I was doing some research on adjusters and just trying to see where the market is taking us and what is going on with us as claim adjuster as of right now. And so, yes, I am in a hotel. If you're looking back behind me, I am in a hotel. I have currently started an assignment. So right now, I'm no longer unemployed, which is great. And so I am away from home. And you will see these beds behind me because this is my sleeping quarters right now. So yes, I am in a hotel. I'm currently on assignment. So right now, your girl is no longer unemployed, which I am so grateful and thankful for that. Now, again, I was reading an article and they were talking about how adjusters or claim adjusters are starting the lack of being able to make decisions. Now, I can say when I started as a claim adjuster, there are a couple things that I was taught to do. Number one, I was taught to investigate the claim. Communicate with the policyholder, also communicate with the contractor who sent the estimate over to be reconciled. I was also taught to come up with my estimate and to make a decision. This is how I was trained. And excuse me, this little curtain is in the way, but it will continue to blow because that's where the air is. But anyways, that's what I was taught to do. Now, I learned how to make a decision, which has really became a really great thing for my life, because when I'm challenged with some decisions I really need to make, I am able to look at all the facts and to make a firm decision. This is what being a claim adjuster taught me on how to make a decision. Now, according to the article that I read, one of the biggest issues that are coming up is that claim adjusters are making decisions, but the decisions are no longer theirs because it is being changed at management level. So, one of the things that they were saying is that once they completed their estimate, especially out in the field, they were saying that once they completed their estimate, and pretty much some of these adjusters was going as far as letting the policyholder know at that time, yes, I am writing for a full roof for you. And so the policyholder in their mind is thinking that they're getting a full roof. But when they take it back to the insurance company is saying, no, this is going to be a repair, which causes a huge problem. I've been faced with that before, plenty of times where the policyholder will say, wait a minute, that adjuster who came out to my home told me I'm getting a full roof. And then I'm looking at the estimate and it's not estimated for a full roof. But when I do look at the notes, I do see the field adjuster notes, and he did or she did recommend a full roof, but management came in and estimated as a repair. And that leaves us desk adjusters that are at the desk trying to explain to the policyholder what happened. That management came in and said that pretty much that this is going to be a repair. So I do understand of what they're saying, and this is pretty much of what public adjusters and contractors are saying. And in this article, it is saying that 16 years ago, when this adjuster got into the business, he said that he knew that adjusters had the ability, he called it the authority. And that's what we call it, the authority. We have authority. You can get authority up to $25,000, $30,000. Normally, I will have about $25,000 to $30,000 of authority, meaning that I can write up a claim for up to that amount. But then anything over that amount, I need to get approval for it or more authority. So, and at that time, what they're saying is that, they had the authority to make decisions. And I did. When I first started with being an independent claims adjuster, I did. I had the authority. Once I learned how the roofs need to be, how to calculate roofs, how to look at damage, I was able to say if this was going to be a partial repair or a full roof replacement. I had the ability to make that decision, and I would make the decision all the time. So the article is true. At one time, we could. And so also, it is saying that we had the authority to settle claims, which we did. And today's adjusters are not adjusters. They're saying that pretty much we're middlemen. And said, honestly, there's not many adjusters who have this kind of authority anymore. Now, when I did look back to see, okay, what was our role initially as an adjuster? Actually, as an adjuster, we were pretty much third party. We was the third party that came in between the claimant and the insurance carrier. That's how an adjuster actually was supposed to be. But now, pretty much, those are people who do appraisals to me now. Um, yeah, they're the ones that's what they're calling appraisal, because that's when the third party is starting to come in and come up with an estimate, and with what he comes up with, that's what goes once you get that appraiser in there. And so pretty much that's how adjusters started out. We were actually supposed to be that third party. So what they're claiming now is that we're just middlemen. What we're doing is looking at what's there, and we're getting advice or the final results from management. And I do know that there have been plenty of times where now, when I'm back working for a carrier, one particular carrier, the contractor always says to me, now, I know you're not the decision maker. Get me to the decision maker. I know you're just an adjuster, but now, according to the way things are, you have a manager that is above you, that's actually making the final decision. And I can say, to be truthful, when I went to my last deployment, we were no longer able to make roof decisions, especially for a total roof. Now I can make a partial roof, even I would say a partial roof, or adding to the claim. Still had to go through our firm management, because the carrier that we were working with, what they decided to do, they said that if we do a full roof replacement and they review our file and feel like that we should not have given a full roof replacement, they're going to go back to our firm for the money back. So that stopped our firm altogether from allowing us to make full roof decisions. And so when I would say, okay, well, yes, I am going to do a full roof on this, I would have to write it up, send it to my manager. Then my manager would have to get with his manager to make the decision, because that particular carrier was stating, if you give a full roof and we feel like it's not deemed a full roof, we want our money back. That's how bad it got. I went from being able to write a full roof replacement to not being able to write it and having to go through authority. Now, they were also saying that pretty much us as adjusters, we have to get approval for everything. And I can pretty much say that's not necessarily true. We do have to get approval once it reaches our authority limit that we have. Like I said, normally I'm around about 25 to 30,000. And at 25,000, anything over that, yes, I do need to get approval from my higher up, because the system is not going to allow me to go any further. Um, and so, with that being said, I do see a different trend that is here, to where they are taking our ability to make decisions. And there's also where I did research and see where that was more like a court case that was going on, that I will talk about in a previous video, another video. I'm sorry, that I will talk about, where adjusters are saying that it's pretty much fraud, that they feel that they know that there's one cost due, but the carriers were saying no, and they felt like it was making sure that the policyholder is not getting what is deserved. And this was out of Florida, and I'll talk about that on another episode. But that is something that was recently going on. And I was saying, okay, well, would it be fraud? Or because it wouldn't be my take on it if I say that this is a full roof replacement, but then I have to carry the management come back behind me and say, no, I don't want you to write it for a full roof replacement. I need you to write it for a partial. So I'm saying, okay, well, if you're writing for a partial, shouldn't your name go on here and not mine? That is something interesting as well. And I was saying to myself, okay, well, why would this start happening? I went from being able to write a full roof replacement to no longer being able to write it. And this is pretty much geared towards these full roof replacements. And so my question is, okay, is it the contractor's fault? Because I can tell you every roof that comes in, the contractor writes for a full roof replacement. And I'm like, every roof doesn't need a full roof replacement. And then they'll tell the policyholder is mad. They're coming back and forth saying, I know this is a full roof replacement and I want my full roof replacement. And then also, I can also say that maybe these companies are starting to put that in place because of price gouging. Honestly, I will be honest with you, these contractors, it's like they're taking the market up for roof replacement so high to where you're pretty much almost getting a new home. I know recently my sister told me that she gotten her approval finally for her full roof replacement, and the contractor was saying the full roof replacement was going to cost almost $70,000. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that is pretty much a home that can be a manufacturer home price for a roof. And so I say to myself, this is another way where these companies begin to crack down and say, wait a minute, we're being taken advantage of by these contractors. So we got to put the stop on these full roof replacement, because I can say these contractors will write these estimates which take the reconciliation part so long to do because of everything they're saying that need to be added. And then here I got a whole list of things that don't belong. And so I do say that could be one reason why these companies have taken our authority away, of thinking that we would just be giving these roofs away to these contractors. That can be at play as well. Or maybe they're trying to cut costs, cutting costs and carrier profitability. That could be it too. Because recently I was trying to look up and see, okay, well, let's see what, well, I don't know, farmers insurance. Let's see what kind of profit did they have. And so when I looked at their profit, according to 2024, farmers insurance reported a profit of negative $653 million. But their company is worth so much more. Also, for the fourth quarter of 2024 for Allstate had a net income of $1.9 billion, and its adjusted net income was $2.06 billion. This was 30.1% increase of what they had previously. So it's not like they're not making money, because let me see what State Farm in 2023 reported a net loss of 6.3 billion compared to a net loss of 6.7 billion in 2022. However, State Farm net worth increased to 134.8 billion at the end of 2023, which was up from 2022, which was 131.2 billion. So let me tell you, these carriers, they are not hurting for anything. They have the money, because just think about it. Our premiums do go up every year, whether you have a claim or not. Those continue to go up. So we do know they have the money. It's just that I feel that more claims are coming in, and that these contractors, I swear they will definitely gouge the system if you allow them to. Now, I always paid what was owed, but anything that was overkill, I always contacted that contractor and let them know, no, this is unacceptable. I'm not paying for this unless you can really show me that this is due. Now, also another thing I can say is that the rise of using AI and automatic claim processing, that can be another thing that they're doing as well, using those systems to pretty much make the decisions, and that's a decision that a claim adjuster have to go with. But we're the ones who are actually looking at this stuff. We're the ones who's actually taking a look at the roof and saying what we know that is due. Now, I'm gonna tell you another thing of what I feel when I think about the claim adjusting world. Um, it's getting tough. It is getting tough being a claim adjuster. And I also will say it's getting very tough being an independent claim adjuster. It's getting tough. And the word is getting out there. There's a lot of us that are still unemployed as an independent adjuster. And recently I was speaking with someone and they were telling me that independent adjusters are also having a hard time getting on as staff, because staff feel that maybe they will leave once the storm come and they will just go back to being an independent adjuster. It has to be a huge storm at this point, because most of the time these carriers are using their own staffers at this point. So it has to be a huge storm that actually will last for a while, because they're not really using independent adjusters like they used to. Um, so that when I look at that and I'm saying, okay, well, what direction is this industry going? Like, are adjusters still needed? Only maybe to do the complex claims, but with the automation and AI, very few adjusters are actually being called back to work, especially independent adjusters. Now, we'll just take it into our next topic, is which who holds your next paycheck. And right now I still say staff. If you're able to get onto a staff position, I did hear that State Farm was one that still do take IAs who have the alias, the State Farm alias. They're still hiring for that. They're always hiring, because normally State Farm has a high turnover. All right. Oh yeah, and I did tell you all that a friend of mine applied to the company Lemonade. He did get the interview, and he also starts that job. He got hired. So I do say that check Lemonade. I do know recently when I took a look at them, they were looking for like managers that was in property, that did property, which I do know a number of them. And according to my coworker or friend did let me know that they have some pretty decent benefits as well. I think benefits start on day one. They give you like $1,000 to set up your home office. So you pretty much have with them a pretty good setup, according to what he's told me. Now he has not started yet, but I will definitely let you know when he starts, and I'll let you know what the outcome is with that. So right now, those are the people that I have that who holds your next paycheck. Because right now there's no farms, there's no disasters that are really out there that farms are actually being called. Now I'm going to tell you another thing that I heard too. I got a call from a coworker that I normally work with at a farm, and she did tell me that according to her plug, State Farm did tell our farm that they're just going to use their staff adjusters, and that it's looking real ugly for independent adjusters right now. Uh, that it is hard to find work. This is why in my previous videos I've said, you know what, we have to be creative. We got to be able to take our skills and maybe dive into another part of the industry, maybe working for a contractor, doing supplements for a contractor. That also can be an area. You can probably list yourself on Fiverr as a person that can do supplements, or any of those other platforms that putting your services out there that you are available. I do know that, of what I understand, that FEMA is also still hiring. There's particular roles I do know that FEMA is actually still looking for, and so I think that is one that you can take a look at as well. Now, let me know what your comments. Let me know how you feel about this. What are your comments? Do you think that adjusters have lost their authority? Let me know, because I'm quite sure there's some staff adjusters that are still on, that are actually going through this right now. And I want to know it. We want to know. This is something that is being talked about, how we're no longer pretty much adjusters. We're pretty much a middleman taking one piece of information to the other, which is the carrier, and the carrier telling us what to write, instead of us having our own opinions and sticking with it. Or we're writing our estimate, and our estimates are being looked through and saying no. No, we see less, and we want you to write it for less. And if they're asking us to write it for less, or write it for something that we don't agree with, is it still our estimate? So let me know what your thoughts are. Also, if you can share the video, put the thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me know exactly what you think about our industry and which way it's going. I do want adjusters to know, especially independent adjusters, please read the room. Our industry is changing, and I really believe it has a lot to do with AI. Again, let me know your thoughts, and then we'll take this conversation further. Bye for now, and I'll see you on the next episode.